someone was asking about what I was thinking about while David was talking. And I feel like it's often hard for me to not like laugh at him while he's talking or think that he's being obnoxious, but I know that he's not trying to be obnoxious. I mean, what am I working on now? Well, I had this whole plan for a new piece that I was going to start over the summer about body image. It's so funny, actually. Today, my dad gave me a notebook that I had from college because I'm in East Hampton, and it was one of my women's studies classes, and it was about a paper that I was writing about motherhood and about, you know, how you feel about yourself. Anyway, just like these things have been obviously in my brain for a very long time, thinking about body image and what it means to be a woman in this world. You know, being a dancer in this world for so long has been something that, you know, we look and we stare in the mirror and we're supposed to look and see what's wrong with ourselves and how we can fix it, how we can make it better. And I don't remember ever feeling like super down on myself about it. I loved the challenge of it, and I loved getting corrections and trying to fix things, but it is like a really strange way to grow up. I mean, from a young age, like looking in the mirror and seeing what's wrong with you in the dance studio. I mean, then there's like, you know, at home with other things. So anyway, so I had this idea to interview not just dancers, but dancers and women of all different ages and have them talk about how they think about their body, to sort of bring to light the fact that very few people are confident about their body. And why is that? And, you know, I think there's obviously so many answers to that, but really, like, why can't we ever get to a point where we're just happy with ourselves? And also get to like eat ice cream all the time. So I thought it'd be interesting to have the dancers really explore their own experiences with that, as well as like the greater community at large, and trying to see how that affected other people. So that was my plan. But now what I'm thinking is to maybe try to do a piece, to try to create something during this time through Zoom with the dancers in rehearsal, because we've tried to have a few rehearsals now where we're to like clean works that are already finished. We really completed 3 pieces, and I don't feel like I want to clean them. I feel like they're in a good place, and we tried to clean another piece. It just was really not easy, you know, with the timing. I don't know if any of you have had Zoom, I'm sure many of you have had Zoom calls, but if you try to play music or you try to do something and together, synchronous with each other, you know, it doesn't work because the way that your video is showing. So it really was not, I think it was very frustrating for some dancers and really not that effective. I think I might try to create something during this time instead. And sort of I know I'm talking way too much, I'm probably not making sense, but sort of like therapy, because, you know, you guys can't talk back to me. Can I have a cocktail? So this next idea that I had was, I was on the beach and I just started like making sounds, which is totally part of my process anyway. And these boys from Valley Vero Beach were making fun of me so much because over the summer I made this work and I was making all these noises. But Elisa King, my teacher, she always made noises, and I loved it because it really like helped me figure out where the movement was coming from. Like whether it was coming from a kind of a place, or whether it was like a guttural place, or from your back or your hand or your throat. So I started making some like, and then, which I don't know if it's actually going to be ridiculous. We'll see. But I thought, I gave a task to the dancers, and I said, for this upcoming rehearsal, I want you to each come to rehearsal with a sound and a movement attached to that sound. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I feel like a phrase can come from that, but I have this idea of a clump. I like people really close together, and they all do this sort of soundscape. And then one dancer leaves and starts to move, and then that clump keeps the sound going. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on staying sane. I'm working on keeping my children alive and my family alive and fed. And yeah, here comes the cocktail. It's gonna need more ice. Thank you guys so much. Bye. I'm gonna try to save this and do all the things that she told me to. Bye.